You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Oh boy, Tom's pumped up again. He's doing calisthenics in the studio. See, I'm
97, 98,
I'm the zen,
99.
That's
100 right there. You saw that, right? Oof.
I'm the Zen member of this team. Hi, I'm Don McDonald. That's Tom Cock. Welcome to Talking Real Money, where we, you guessed it, talk about real money. And you can call us. We'd love to answer your financial questions at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. And once again, with the 6th annual retirement coming up in February, if you call and ask a question, we're going to give you a code that'll take $10 off a ticket. And given the fact that the tickets are for individuals are $10, makes it free. 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255.
You know, we all want that one pill, right, that's going to...
Apparently you took one too many today.
I feel good today. I did not feel that great last week. Shocking. But we all want that one pill that's going to help us lose 20 pounds, right, without any difficulty. We want the one pill that's going to help us look 20 years younger, right? And then we also want that other one pill that's going to help us make a lot of money without any risk. Never goes down.
That's
it only
people's
goes
favorite.
up. That's so easy.
What's the best investment for me to make a lot of money and I don't want any risk?
I start every meeting when I talk to people. I know what you want. You want to get rich without any risk, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now that we know we can't do that, but you can. I just learned today you can. I was wrong. I apologized for so wrong. I had it wrong, and now there is. Thank goodness to the insurance companies of America. They have a product that will take care of you. You don't lose. You only make money, and it's so doggone easy, isn't it?
So you've been taken into, huh? It's a sad, sad day for all of us here on Talking Real Money. Yeah, no, that's what the insurance companies would like you to believe. This is a variation on one of my least favorite products. You know, we've talked about indexed annuities or equity indexed annuities or equity annuities or whatever they're called, which tell you that you're going to get the return of the market without any of the risk. Well, the reality is you can't have those things. So some insurance companies are trying to be a little bit more honest about it. Not really They're telling you, we'll protect you against some of the downside, and we'll give you more on the upside. So it's a better deal. You get, you're protected from some risk. They're called buffered annuities.
You take two and you call them in the morning? Is that how it works?
That's something like that.
Okay.
And how they work is you pick a downside. You pick a 5%. Okay, I want you to take care of the first 5% or 10% loss. And in exchange for doing that, they will only give you 5 or 10% of the upside when the market rises. Now, that may sound pretty good, but remember, if the market goes down more than the 5 or 10%, you eat that decline. And if the market goes up by more than 5 or 10%, they keep the return plus the dividends.
Yeah, they don't give you any of the dividends, which people seem to forget have been a very important part of returns for a very long time, by the way.
Well, and the other part of this that is forgotten in the hype is the fact. People act as if, particularly people who are trying to sell you something, as if the stock market is a zero-sum game. For every win, there's a loss. It goes up 50% of the time, it goes down 50% of the time. That's not how it works in reality, nor how it should work. Stocks annually have risen 75% of the years.
Yeah, years.
And declined 25% of the years.
Well, it's about 3 to 1. And, again, and we'll get to this later, but the other part of the conversation today is, hey, I got to do something because the correction is coming, the correction's coming, the correction is coming. We'll talk more about that. But buffered annuities, this is just another. Isn't this just another sort of
another
design? I hate to say
and
scam,
they're so
but
confusing. I mean, I just love reading. I don't love it. I do it for you, so you don't have to.
you did a lot this morning.
I read their prospectuses. I did today. Sat down and read the entire prospectus for a product from Bright House Financial. And if you're thinking, who the heck is Bright House
you'll
Financial?
know the name when you give them the previous name. They had a branding issue.
They had a branding issue, so
Yeah.
now they're Bright House, but they used to be MetLife.
You recognize that name, of course.
And the language of the contract on the contract is enough to make you absolutely dizzy. They talk about cap rates and
Which is what?
which a cap rate is the maximum
Yeah.
return that they will allow you to keep. Anything over and above the cap rate, they
So
keep.
this year, for example, you'd be capped for sure.
Right,
Oh,
and they
yeah,
set a
right.
different cap rate
Yeah.
every year. And the other thing they have a thing called a step rate. And a step rate is it's like secret magic formula. They set a step rate and they set it every 2 weeks.
I'm stepping up right now. There's 3, 4. Step rate's going.
It's the more this goes to my rule, the more complicated an investment, the less likely it is to do what they claim it's going to do, and the worse it is for you. Stay away from anything you don't clearly understand, and if you don't understand it, call us and ask about it. 855-935-TOM.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Do you know what your investment risk tolerance is? Take our free no-obligation risk quiz at TalkingRealMoney.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
The Don is me, the Tom is him. The show is Talking Real Money. The topic is, well, real money. Investing money, saving money, spending it more effectively. And this is the season where you want to kind of keep a damper on that.
Did you hear my
spending
podcast this
thing.
week? I know you don't listen.
I heard your podcast.
Did you hear what percentage of Americans are under pressure? They feel to spend more than they want to?
I didn't know there was going to be a quiz after I would have paid
you
more
didn't
attention.
listen. 2/3. This is according to a recent survey. 2/3 of us feel like I gotta go spend that money. Oh, no. Yeah, I
Guess
know.
what?
I know you're among the 2/3.
I am not in the 2/3.
Okay, good for you.
I feel absolutely no pressure.
Well, you're a hard guy to pressure, so you lock the door behind you there.
Remember, I live a role, and once I play that role, once I admit, I'm Scrooge forever.
Anyway, yeah, and thank you for putting me up as Scrooge on the podcast too. That was very kind.
You like the picture?
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Nice picture. But the point of the matter is, yes, you do feel
made you look thinner.
That's true. Plus, I like that gown he has on. But you shouldn't feel pressure, and you should have some sort of plan. But anyway, we're not going to spend all day on that because I don't want to be the humbug guy, as I said in the podcast.
I will.
Okay.
855-935-TALK is our humbug phone number, and we won't humbug you for to become a client or anything. We're not like that. We're not one of those kind of firms.
Where we started the show, though, was we do have to be humbug with this aspect of making money, keeping money.
Yes.
There isn't a pill for any of the things that I mentioned at the beginning of the show that I know of. There isn't a pill that you're gonna swallow that's gonna allow you to make a lot of money with no risk. There is no insurance product. There is no mutual fund.
The problem is,
yes,
despite the fact that we know there's no magic to make you lots of money with no risk, there are millions of people in the world, millions, tens of millions, who would like you to believe you can. And they have very powerful voices. All you have to do is flip the TV on, go to CNBC, go to Fox Business, go read Money Magazine, Bloomberg, Business Week, Kiplinger's, any of these, and you're going to see somebody's going to be telling you how you can make a lot of money right now with less risk, or what you should be doing today, because they know what tomorrow will bring.
Well, and we started the program talking about these buffered annuities, and the numbers are astounding. Up 63% in terms of sales for the first 3 quarters of 2019. Next year, a guy at Limra Secure Retirement Institute, I don't know that. I don't know if that's
It's something
legit.
somebody
But
made
anyway, they estimate sales next year could be $20 billion for this product because that's what you want.
It's because they're pitch perfect. They are pitch perfect. There is no better sales pitch for someone who's an investor than the returns of the market. You want to make a lot of money, don't you? Mm-hmm. And none or less risk. Yeah. At least the buffered annuities are slightly more honest in their pitch than the true indexed annuities. I don't think the people selling these are as slimy as the steak dinner gang in their polyester pants trying to show you a chart of the S&P 500 that neglects to include dividends.
That sounds like the old Don McDonald during the holidays.
Thank
really,
you. I'm
putting
back.
out the joy and happiness out there.
Back.
Yeah, I mean, here's the other part of this whole equation, right? Because it mentioned in this article with Jason Zweig. You want to get your money back?
Yeah.
You want to get your money back when you put it in one of these products?
Yeah.
According to Jason, 8.5% of it will be returned or held or kept from you to be able to get it.
Right. Well,
that's kind of a lot of money.
That's on some of them. The one I looked at from Bright House, though, was only 7%.
Oh, okay. So if you give them $100,000, they're going to keep $7,000.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's kind
until
of
the 6th year. 6th year, you can have it all back.
Oh, very kind of you to return my money to me. I appreciate that.
I'm trying really hard.
Woo!
But the things people will say are astonishing. For example, in the Wall Street Journal this past week, we've now got people pitching real estate investment trusts. High risk real estate, non-publicly traded real estate investment trusts with no liquidity. They're non-publicly traded. They're almost impossible to get out of. And they're pitching them to small investors.
They're so nice to allow the stuff you can only own in a hedge fund or other. Now you can get it with a minimum investment of just $2,500. This is so kind of them to make this available. Really, to us little people.
I know that we're supposed to live in a world of caveat emptor. Not quid pro quo, caveat emptor.
Please.
Different Latin altogether.
Yeah.
You're buyer beware.
Yeah.
But for heaven's sakes, people don't know how to be beware of these kinds of products. And to make them available to small investors who are never going to read the offering circular that I read.
The president of one of these said, if you enjoy places like this, wouldn't you like to put your money into buildings like these?
Oh, sure. Was that Jamestown?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamestown the First?
Mm-hmm.
James sounds like a king of England. Yes, you'll be buying into Jamestown the First. Yeah, Jamestown the First is non-publicly traded. Mm-hmm. You want your money out? Well, maybe you can get it. Yeah. Maybe not. And bear in mind that when they sell the properties off, you might make money, but they're going to take 20% right off the top.
Non-traded REITs.
They have fees of various sorts. I found that there's a 4% per year management fee for the property
4%?
management. There's a 1.25% administrative fee, a 0.6% something or other fee. Then they have one-time fees of 1 to 4% for the development of the properties, whatever that means. When all is said and done, they are making the money. Oh, and they're leveraged. So they're borrowing money.
To what degree?
Not terrible, about 75%.
I got an idea. I have an idea. Call me crazy here, okay? What if you could own REITs, real estate investment trusts?
Right, you can.
You could own hundreds of properties, maybe even thousands. You could own them without paying all those fees and
where are you going here? This sounds too good to be true.
And you could own it for a little more than 0.2% a year.
Wait, but could I get my money out anytime I want?
Yeah, you could call them Monday and get your money probably by Tuesday or Wednesday. How about just owning the VGSIX, the Vanguard REIT?
I love when we throw symbols around. It's
I know, but people ask us all the time. Okay, the Vanguard REIT, VGSIX.
VGSIX?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
VGSIX.
owns a lot of
Vanguard
various-
Real Estate Index Investor.
Yeah.
So it's an index
Ooh.
of real estate.
Yeah.
Which means, wait, what does that mean? It means they own
A
Whoa,
lot.
look at all the things.
Oh, the things
They have
that you own.
184 different REITs in it, all
Right,
of
that
which own
own
lots
other
of different properties.
That's what I was saying. I don't know how many properties
Okay,
really
that's the
own.
way to. That's
And
a
you
lot.
get them at a very low cost.
855-935-TALK is our phone number. Give us a call. Ask your question. Get a free ticket to Retire Me coming up in 2020.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Download the advisor interview form and find out if your advisor's a fiduciary at TalkingRealMoney.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
I wish I thought of that for Thanksgiving. That would have been funny.
Yeah, no, you should do that. You should do that.
I will indeed.
Yeah. I just know Tom sent me a picture of him from Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I love that
with
picture.
his family,
Yeah, I love
with
the picture.
all your kids,
Yeah.
and you're wearing a Mr. Rogers sweater.
I am.
You are.
It's a button-down.
Oh wait, it's a button-down cardigan. His
He
was
was a polo.
zip-up cardigan.
Oh, zip up. Yeah, well,
Zip-up
he's
cardigan.
living-
I don't know where you get a zip-up cardigan anymore.
Anyway, it's similar but different.
It is similar.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I will
get the tennis shoes out.
Yeah, I think for Thanksgiving, as you pointed out, I should have come in and sat down and taken those off and put the tennis shoes on.
You take off the sport coat.
Right, yeah.
You put on
Yep,
the sweater.
I love it,
You
yeah.
change from dress shoes to tennis shoes, and then you sit down in the neighborhood and
By the way, that movie is
Help people
very well
cope.
reviewed. People love that film.
oh my gosh, I liked it.
Yeah.
My wife loved
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I mean, it was a tearjerker. Good movie.
Yeah, I
It
went
really
and
is
saw,
a good
I
movie.
went and saw the exact opposite of that last night. Saw Ford versus Ferrari. Completely
Yeah.
different story, but it was fun.
Evil people, nasty, crude.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I still
Versus
like the
Mr.
one line
Mr.
where the guys where the
Don't-
driver.
see,
You don't want me to give
you
the line
give away.
All
You
right, I'll
give
go.
away
Okay.
movies.
Well,
I'm not giving away the
come
plot
on,
of
that's
Mr.
the-
Rogers.
Oh, okay. Guy comes from very small school in Florida, takes off on a program that
They
no one
don't-
thought.
wait.
He turns into
It
a
is
kind
not a
individual.
documentary. The movie is just a nice story.
All right,
It's a
yeah.
story.
That's all this was. How Ford
Okay,
is going to try to
about
beat
racing.
Ferrari. At the
Don't tell me who won.
Oh, for crying out loud! Forget it.
855
It's a Ford. Who do you think won? Come on, man.
Ferrari.
Oh, for stop its sake.
No?
And
See, I
Ferrari's
was-
not even owned by Ferrari. They're owned by Fiat. So,
Really?
yeah. That was part of the film.
It really
No,
was
I was
part of the
getting
film?
to the joke part. The part that I thought was funny was when Mr.
But
Ford...
isn't a joke funnier when you actually watch it in the movie?
That's it. I'm going to do my passive-aggressive thing now. I'm not going to say another thing unless called upon. That's it. You're on your own.
He's
luck.
testy. Well, you did too many calisthenics early on.
I know. I think I did.
And it
I had a
just
very
wears you
nice
out.
bike ride at 4:45 this morning. Really nice bike ride. 40 minutes on the old Echelon.
Oh, I was going to say, in
Not
your
outside.
neighborhood,
No,
you were
goodness,
outside
it's
riding
dark.
bikes?
No.
It's dark.
Yeah, no, it's great.
All right.
Indoors, no problem. So, anyway, you were saying about.
I was going to
what
give
were
out
you
the
gonna-
phone number,
please
but
do. Yeah.
855-935-TALK,
If you call now,
855-935-8255.
Don will sing your favorite Christmas song.
Chestnuts roasting.
Is that one? We can do that one?
No, I don't know which songs are old enough. You've got to be very careful about this whole public domain thing. Don't do Irving Berlin stuff. That's still
Silent Night, but that's too
Silent Night you
serious
can
for this
do.
show. Need something, Baby,
Well,
it's cold
okay.
outside, or something a little less,
prior 19th century and prior. They were pretty serious about Christmas. It only became a little lighter in the 20th
I noticed, by the
century.
way, the Christmas stations, they play like the same 10 songs over and over and over again. Now, it's not that I don't like the 10 songs. I like them, but after a while, you're like, give me something different. How many times can you listen to Kelly Clarkson? A lot, apparently.
I'm not even going to get into my musical tastes because I'll just make people mad. 855-935-8255, 855-935 talk. Give us a call. Avoid some of the today. It's sort of the avoidance program. Do not get involved in indexed or even buffered annuities because you can. The point is, you can do, as you made the point with the real estate trusts, you can do what these complex, expensive products do, but you can do it for a lot less money
And you can
a
maintain
lot more
liquidity.
simply.
And maintain liquidity. You
Right?
can have your money
And it's-
anytime you need it.
It's so much simpler, but this goes to one of my theories of financial
not
physics, or
special.
actually, rules of financial physics. Wall Street needs complexity. The sellers of products need a complex story to baffle you with BS so that you'll buy their BS.
Oh, I was going to say you need another B there. I was trying to figure out what that might be.
So that you'll buy
that
their
might be. Is that good
baubles.
enough?
You'll buy their baubles. Their business baubles.
Oh, that's
I
clever.
love trying to be alliterative.
Yeah.
It's so...
You love trying to be illiterate? Or
Alliterative.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to be kind.
Okay. That college education's paying off again, I see. 855-935-TALK is the number. Call, let's talk. Let's talk here on Talking Real Money. I'm Don. That's Tom. And here comes some news and stuff that probably is important unless you're listening to the podcast. And then it's just a little quick break.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
It may not be the sexiest website in the world, but it's your one-stop shop for real money information. TalkingRealMoney.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hello again, and welcome back to Talking Real Money with Don and Tom. I'm the Don part, he's the Tom part. This is our phone number, 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. Give us a call, ask a question, get a free ticket to Retire Meet 2020, which we've sold a ton of
I know.
tickets
It's amazing.
for already.
I mean, because it's like 3 months away. You got
It's 3
December,
months away.
January, and half of February. Yeah, it's a long time.
I mean, we're on the cusp of being at about 10% sold, and that's pretty
I
cool this
think we're
quickly.
going to get this is going to be the first year we're going to sell tickets to the garage and have the TV camera. I mean, the TV out there to watch it. That's my take.
Nope, we're not doing that.
Oh, okay.
But you know what's cool? I just realized, isn't weekends Bellevue Square, the parking's free, right?
Well, we have a parking deal with the Westin anyway, so it's not the parking is
good.
there's no charge for the parking.
Yeah. Well, which is the last one's
Yeah, sometimes people do bulk at it's the parking. I don't know. Today's world. Sorry.
Not only do we take your calls
Yes.
live during the show,
Which we're
From
happy to
noon
do
to
now,
2.
right?
Right, if
We're
you
just
wanna
gonna
call.
wait now until we get a call.
is it just Mitch?
Yeah.
Is it Mitch's?
I think
it's
Mitch-
Mitch's fault we're not getting calls,
I think
right?
he's kind of bad luck. He's got who's that guy with the cloud above his head? I think that's him.
There's a guy with a cloud?
Yeah, in the comic strips. No, not Linus.
No, Linus.
That's the dust storm. No, the guy with the cloud. Anyways, go on.
Pigpen is the one with the
no,
dust
that's
thing.
not the one. Anyway, okay, that's a good point. Linus. Anyway, we're getting mixing our.
Okay.
Go. You know what?
I can't. Shh.
Okay.
Let me just finish.
Just talk about the email. That's all you got to do here, okay?
I'm setting it up,
Okay.
saying you can call us.
Got it.
You can call us
Yeah.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and leave your questions
Please
at
do.
855-935-TALK. Or you can send them in by going to TalkingRealMoney.com and clicking on the contact form.
And you got an email.
We got
That's
one.
what you're shaking.
We
there.
got
Okay.
one.
Yeah,
We
okay.
got one.
Yeah.
And we cannot. It has to be on the radio. Has to be.
What?
The message starts as follows. This is a specific suggestion for a radio discussion. You'll see why in a moment.
Okay.
Now,
Because it
this is
wouldn't work in a podcast or something?
Shh, you'll see why in a moment.
I got to be patient. All right.
Which apparently is hard for you.
It's very hard.
All right. Now, this is the author's opinion. I want to couch it in that. I want to set it up because he says, I listen to Como, Seattle, largely for news and traffic weather reports. As you can imagine, that results in also hearing some creative advertisements, and the pauses were his.
You didn't write this, right?
No.
Okay.
Purporting to be for investments. Approximately 2 months ago, there was an extreme spate of ads on weekdays only for the firefighter turned real estate mogul.
Yeah, I know who that is.
You know who I'm talking about,
Yeah.
he says in parentheses. And starting about 6 weeks ago, there was his writing. There was a veritable flurry of postcards offering to buy the house I'm currently staying in, a rental. These postcards.
That's a clever idea. You sell the rental
Your
living
rental
in,
you're in.
you take the money, and then, okay, here are the keys. Good luck. I think that's pretty good. I like that.
I'm sure it's illegal.
Oh, I'm sure it's been done.
These
but okay.
postcards all claim to be looking for houses, quote, in your neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
And with typical move now pressure tactics, it's often a claim that, quote, I've been trying to get a hold of you for a while. And, quote, I've only got enough money for one more investment in your neighborhood.
Oh, come on. Does it really say that?
And on,
Oh, goodness
and
sakes.
on.
One more.
From the used car finance manager
no kidding.
handbook.
Is there a question in here somewhere?
I enjoy. Your patience level is not good.
The holidays are here.
There
I got a lot
is
to do. Got the whole gang
Like
coming
what,
over
do a
tonight.
radio
I got
show?
the whole gang coming over tonight. I'm under
What are you
pressure.
What are you doing until 2?
I guess the show. I guess. I don't know.
Then.
Good point.
There is never enough information on these postcards or available through a callback from my law office number that can't be traced back to the definitely not interested property owner for a cease and desist notice, which I'd really love to send because these cards and solicitations are over the line for elder financial abuse. I'm inferring that firefighter turned real estate mogul is providing a turnkey system to go after the owners of rental properties. More broadly, I'd be interested in the show.
What? There's a
You'd
question.
be interested in the show.
Yes.
Quote, parentheses, frequent but not regular Saturday listener.
Yes.
I'm out driving, that is. I'm out driving. Putting, quote, real estate into the mathematical
goodness
context
sakes.
of non-diverse investments for the general audience and probably unmasking some of what is going on with the more frequent use my method schemes, not just for real estate. And then I'll read you the PS after the break.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Just about everything you need to know about money can be found at our website, TalkingRealMoney.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Prior to the break, I was reading a note from a correspondent, a listener to the show, who basically is asking us to put real estate, to talk about how real estate is a non-diverse investment, which it is, and to unmask some of the truth behind the pitches for these courses. And that's the truth behind them, is these get-rich-quick real estate courses, just like day trading and all of these other things, are means by which to convince you that they have a secret that is of great value and that you should be willing to pay thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars to learn so that you too can be rich like the people whose names get dropped in these ads.
By the way, they make most of their money by selling the program.
Courses. Yeah. They don't
out.
do it. They don't do it in real estate.
Not much.
But the PS is what's interesting because you remember at the beginning he said this is for a radio only discussion.
Yes.
And you said, why not the podcast?
Not podcast. Got it.
All right. Here's the postscript.
Okay, hit us.
PS.
Yeah.
I don't do podcasts for the same reason that I wouldn't do an index fund.
Yes.
It would mean putting money in Apple's pocket. And I can't, as in am not allowed to. This might be a topic for discussion at a later time, the relationship between indexes and ethical investing.
Wow. That's
Okay,
weird.
now I just want to let the gentleman know that if you want to listen to our podcast and you are bound and determined not to help Apple out, don't listen to it on Apple Podcasts. Go to Spotify or Spreaker or any of the other podcasts. Go to Google Play and listen to the podcast because Apple, we don't give Apple any money and they don't give us
I was
any
going
money.
to say, I don't remember getting a check
We don't
from
have
them, and I don't
anything
remember
to
writing
do
them
with
one.
Apple.
Yeah.
None. We just put it up on all the podcast
We do
services,
own
and
their
Apple's
stock,
the biggest.
though.
In an index fund.
Yeah, sorry.
Which is why he
Can't
doesn't
run
own an index fund.
that. We don't actually own index funds, but that's another topic.
Well, passive funds.
All right.
All right. So 855-935-TALK is our phone number.
Real estate,
You
by
can
the way,
call.
should be part of your portfolio, but not in the method previously described.
Not single pieces of rental property.
Absolutely not. And to get rich selling this, it's not easy. There isn't a
It's
pill
not-
for that either.
It's not likely. Michael, you're up. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, thank you for taking my call.
Our
I really
pleasure.
appreciate it. Long-time listener, and I actually think I've learned a thing or two from you guys. It's amazing. I have a question.
Tom, we did our job.
Thank you for that, Michael. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just turned 60. My wife and I, we have a house that's paid for in Redmond. It's like 1.2, 1.3, have about $800K, and we're looking at getting out of Dodge and moving to Georgia. Now, housing is so much less expensive down there. We're wondering.
I think you can own half of Atlanta for $1.2 million or something. No, I'm kind of making a bad joke.
We're seeing. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to get a mortgage. Like I said, I'm 60. Right now, I'm actually went back in school for computer networking because, well, what I was doing was just too unstable. So, yeah, I've got about another year left in the program. So, like I said, we've got about $2 million in assets, and kind of wondering, what's the best way to go from here? Right
well,
now, and I know.
You go ahead. You're what you're asking us though is should you just pay cash for the house? Is that what I heard?
Right. Yeah. Right.
How
now,
much?
Fisher's managing our investments.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll talk about that
we're
in a
looking
minute
at
too.
maybe a 600. Yeah, 600K maybe.
Here's the reason I wouldn't do it that way because you're relatively young. The cost of money. No, I can say
Somebody
that.
told me that the other day. I'm in my 60s. They said you're relatively young. I said, no, I'm not.
Okay, well, in perspective. No, number two, the cost of money is pretty cheap. Number three, as we get closer to retirement, which at 60, I hope is in somewhere in the plan, liquidity is very important. You need cash to pay the bills. If that cash, even $600,000 of the two, is tied up in real estate, it's harder to get to, and you may get to Georgia and decide that Redmond looked pretty good after Georgia. No offense to Georgia.
When was the last time you were in Georgia?
I've never been. No, I've only flown
There
through
is some
Atlanta.
beautiful. There's some nice places in Georgia, particularly coastal Georgia. Anyway, Michael, pay no attention to him. He's right about though the emergency thing because it's like you can't break the glass on your house and take money out. It's a long and involved process. Whereas if you have it in an investment portfolio, it's easy. You can have it in a couple of days, and rates are low.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm a student right now, I'm not employed. So people won't loan me because, well, where's your job?
How about your wife?
Well, I'm a student. Say again? Yeah, well, most of the banking agencies that we've talked to, they don't care about assets. They only care about yearly
Yeah, they do. They only care about income.
No, I got that. But is your wife working?
She is not. She's retired.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then here's the and this sounds very similar. I mean, my wife and I are buying another house in a far less expensive location to get comfortable in retirement. And what you could do, and what we did because we already had a mortgage on one house, is we just paid for the other house, and then we'll get a mortgage on it later.
That's what we're doing. Fortunately, my medical is taken care of. I'm military retired. So
well, thank you.
Yeah.
We got to move on to another call, but I do want to tell you that we're not fans of Ken Fisher, but not for the reason you may believe. His recent controversy, which I think it was a stupid thing to say. That was dumb. But
people say stupid things.
Yeah, Ken Fisher manages, as you know, individual stocks. Ken Fisher wants to say he can see the future enough to pick which companies are going to do better than others, and the only track record that we can really see is the mutual fund they had for a period of time, which underperformed the indexes. I'm diametrically opposed to the style of management. I'll put it that way.
And the fees are a little higher than we'd like to see. So thanks for the call, Michael. We appreciate it. 855-935-TALK's the number. And Scott's up next. Scott, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Go, man.
Yeah, so
What's up?
I'm a merchant marine, and I'm hoping to retire next year. I own 10 single-family homes. I owe on just one. Let's see, I get about total about $12,000 a month, or I will be with the rent, my pension, and Social Security, and my expenses like with property tax, property insurance. I got a couple of HELOCs and utilities and whatnot. It comes to about maybe $5,000.
Okay, could you live on $84,000 a year?
$84,000.
7 times 12
could.
months? I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could.
So what's your question?
Well, it would be like 12,000 minus all my expenses.
Your expenses.
My
Yeah,
5,000. That's where I came up with the 7 times 12, 84.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pardon me. Yeah, it was quick math, but back of the
Okay.
envelope stuff. Back of the envelope. So what is it? What do you want to know?
Well, I should be able to retire. You think so? Or I mean,
It sounds like it. As Tom said, if you can live on 84 grand, if you can live on 7 grand a month and live comfortably, then you're set. You're set.
Now, you may have some questions around when to take Social Security. I mean, there's some specifics because you want to get the most from your retirement.
If you can live on not taking Social Security, the longer you wait, the better off you're going to be, the higher your income's going to be. And if you expect to live for, past 80 years old, you want to wait if you can. 855-935-TALK. That's our number. Give us a call. Get a ticket to Retire Meet, or $10 off a ticket for 2 people to Retire Meet. And give us a call and get your questions answered, too. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can call live during the show on Saturdays or anytime. 855-935-TALK.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Tom and I believe in helping everybody become a better investor. That's why we offer lots of free knowledge at TalkingRealMoney.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And Retire Meet, as mentioned, is coming up in February. February, which is one of the most fun months to say. It's really hard. You could say February, but it's really February. And February, do I hear you in the background, Tom? Usually I don't hear him, but he's wandering around there. He sneaks off to get an early break. We've got tickets on sale, though, at really silly reduced prices, like great prices. You can get a single ticket for $10, or you can get a couples ticket for just $15. But that's only if you do it early. The later it goes, the more they're going to be, and eventually it's going to sell out. So go to retiremeet.com, retiremeet.com.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.